Hello, Starseed family. I was, oh wow, really in my heart. More than I've been in my heart in, I want to say months. And just having profound experiences of feeling that heart open and then being guided into writing from my heart. And then as I was writing something for Starseeds, coming up with these profound stories to share, I was like, why doesn't it feel right for me to be just writing all these and putting it on an Instagram post? Like there's something missing within that. And all I heard was make YouTube videos. And as I heard that, I was like, yeah, like that's what I'm meant to be doing, because the stories that I have to share, they don't fit into an Instagram story. They're too important to be put in an Instagram story. I mean, they can be, but the stories moving through me desire to be voiced instead of just written. And so, yeah, as I was writing just naturally what was coming through, and before moving into any starseed things, I was really going into feminine leadership and from the heart. And as I was done this, I just had this profound presence of Mary Magdalene entering my room, and clear as day. And she was like, "I want to be your mentor," which she said many times, but I haven't fully accepted it. And as she sat with me on this bed and I was writing, she says, "Well, what would you say to starseeds from your open heart?" And that's when I was like, wow, like, all the studies of starseeds and all of the trainings that we see out there and all the books available to us, there's one common theme that's missing: love. It's very ironic because the whole concept of starseeds, everything to do with starseeds, bases in love, yet love isn't what we think about when we think about starseeds. We think about ascending off this planet and pain and suffering and not wanting to be here and hating being human. We don't necessarily come to love when we think about starseeds. And where I really feel, we're gonna get into this now, but where I really feel that starseeds are missing this, and why we're really missing this, is because of the importance of when a starseed loves. When a starseed has their heart open, is when the starseed is fulfilling their mission. I actually remember last March, I was in a circle and we were all talking about the fears that we had, and the fear that I had was that I'll never be able to live to my highest potential. But after I said that out loud, I was like, well, no, because I'll always be living my highest potential each and every moment that I choose to love. And I feel like that is so integral to starseeds. But I feel like we don't ever talk or consider love and starseeds in that frequency. And really we'll get into why later, but the overlying basis of it is that a lot of the content that we've been exposed to so far and thus far in our spiritual starseed journeys has not been created from a decolonized perspective, to say the words that want to flow through from my star families. It's been just starseeds plastered on top of a distorted world. It's been wisdom released to us from a distorted perspective, from a perspective that isn't love. And as a starseed, and that being, the key, the biggest part of my spiritual journey, like beyond all else, it was, waking up to Arcturus. And just looking back, I always get so afraid. I always get so afraid of being a starseed and not believing it, because There's a lot of things out there that are not light when it comes to starseeds, and it freaks me out sometimes. And the basis behind that is that starseeds have not been taught to us by a woman. Well, I'm really like sinking, well, I'm like feeling that really like, really, really deeply into my body. Yeah, I'm feeling that in my body on like a cellular, like realigning with like my multidimensional self, that starseed concepts have never been taught to us in this realm by a woman. And when I say by a woman, I don't mean a female. I mean by a woman with an awakened womb consciousness who's attained womb enlightenment through stillness. And I always wonder why I don't trust anything I see. And I believe that it's because it's not filtered through the love of the heart in the womb of a woman. And that's the only person that can really, really bring in the truth of starseeds, because it's with a cleared and awakened womb is the only way to channel the truth of love. Without an awakened womb, without womb enlightenment, it's distortion. It's distortion, right? If it's being channeled, and I'm not trying to like hate on any men in this case at all, because a lot of this stuff's hidden, right? We're really dredging up womb wisdom right now with the feminine rising. But any of this stuff coming from a man who hasn't attained womb enlightenment through a woman who is willing to work with that man to bring up womb enlightenment, it's distortion. It's not coming from a place of true unconditional love, because love sources in the womb, right? Love sources in the womb. This is why these things need to be spoken, because this is not even anything that I wrote. Wow. Yeah, it's just, love is integral to starseeds. Love is it's at the basis of our beings. It's the purpose. It's the mission of all star races. We're literally here to love. Like, you know, we can go into the Starseed mission, like we go into that my Starseed mission course. We go into the Starseed mission and Starseed leadership intensive, but the overall overarching one word description is love. That's it. Love. Like, you know, Pleiades, Arcturus, Sirius, Andromeda, Earth, none of these would have been created if it wasn't for unconditional love, you know? And so in our purpose and mission of being a starseed, of operating as a starseed during times where starseeds are meant to rise into leadership positions, we sometimes look at our external world and we're like, how does starseeds have any role in this? But the thing is, we're not looking at the external world anymore, right? We're not looking at the news and the media, what's happening on a global scale to tell us what our world is anymore. We're being shown through the last year that what other people show our world to be is not the truth. There is distortion and illusion in everything. And so what we choose to create is the reality. So when I say in the next 10 years, being a starseed are the people who make decisions on a global scale, I'm saying that from the utmost certainty of my awakened heart and womb, that starseed leadership, it's the new thing. It's the, like, what happens when everybody recognizes that, not everybody will, but when more and more, no, not even when, now, there's an opening, now more than ever, for starseed leaders. So many people have learned over the past year that we cannot trust our government, right? They're not, you know, they're not of the highest truth, love, and compassion. You can go into that in a whole other time, but the purpose is that there is an opening for leadership now on this planet. And it's not that there's just one group, right? It's not just starseeds, right? There will be starseed leaders, there will be feminine leaders, there will be meditation leaders, there will be conscious leaders. There will be so many different sectors of leaders, because on Earth, we're coming into the understanding that there's not just one group collective that's in charge. We're transcending the concept of individual group leadership. And so starseeds, you know, just think about it, like there's an opening right now. There is an opening for starseeds to come into leadership, to come into conscious awareness of their multidimensionality, and to actually step up. Like, this stuff is being recognized now. This stuff is, you know, becoming more normal. And as it's rising, there's a call out there. And I've received the call, the clarion call, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm leading it. For starseeds to rise in their leadership. There was, like, I don't know if it was on the camera or if it was in front, but like I like very, very palpably saw a moving being of light. The impact that starseeds have when they're leading from love, when they understand their power, when they've cleared the cosmic trauma, is infinite. I was tuning in to see if I was meant to share that little bit, but yeah, I received in the middle of April so like there's still some like fear about speaking these things out loud, but or transmuting this stuff together, but I received the wow, I don't even know if I posted this on my story yet till today, but I received the 14-step-by-step plan for extraterrestrial contact on Earth from the Arcturians, straight channeled all 14 steps. And to receive that at this moment in time means that it's already happening because I've received it. And I'm very conscious of my multidimensionality and my role and purpose as a galactic leader. It's all coming together. This was a download that was seeded in me in December and came into fruition in April. But with that knowledge and awareness is the coming of starseed leadership. Because it's not somebody on the media that's going to tell us that aliens exist. It's straight up not. It's not. That's not how it works. It's not some mass disclosure, revolutionary type of experience. It's not something that's going to be posted and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, they finally know, like, extraterrestrials exist. Like, that's an illusion. Like, I'm just letting you know beforehand, because there will be some form of distortion about it, that anything posted on a mass scale about the validity of extraterrestrials is rooted in a very, very distorted agenda. The truth is, and you'll learn in the Starseed Leadership Intensive, because these are the only souls who will have access to the 14-step plan for extraterrestrial contact on Earth, because if you join the Starseed Leadership Intensive, this means that you are a founding member of the Earth Galactic Council, and you will be a part of, you know, this plan. But anything that comes out on that scale is a distortion. It's not happening like that. It's not from love. It's not from love. What was channeled to me is like an extraterrestrial human love story. And it is integral for us to recognize and discern through our hearts. Yeah. That's the thing. When I'm on here, I could just talk for hours. Which is why I host courses and classes and live trainings, because I could just channel and talk about this type of thing for a long time. Anyways, just to finish off here, on Friday, May 14th, I have my Cosmic Codes of Creation Masterclass, which is a 1-hour masterclass. First half an hour, I'm giving you codes about creation, which will go into a little bit of this love. Second half an hour is a guided journey to your cosmic origins. Discover the star you first incarnated on and why. I also have my 6-week Starseed Leadership Intensive. This is for starseeds who are ready to come into full awareness of their multidimensionality, their gifts, clear trauma, step up as a starseed leader, and be a founding member of the Earth Galactic Council. If you're within this training program, you will receive that 14-step plan for extraterrestrial contact. You can find all the links to this in my bio, and you can also connect with me for free on Instagram. Sending you so much love.